Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Bedrock Survival with Thix, episode 176. We are, now this is kind of funny, we are back in the exact same place we did after the last world tour, which was 150. Episode 151 was starting this project, which, as you can see, I got drained out, which was nearly miraculous, only because I had about a week between episodes to dig it out. But I have not actually done any building, and that's where I want to start with today. So I want to start working on the actual proper Guardian farm here today. That's going to be the plan. Let me see how much sand I have or need. I'm going to grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then we'll come down here and start it up a burning because I need a ton of glass. Okay, looks like that's going to take a little while. So let me talk about a couple things, and then we're going to get in and out of here. What I may end up doing, because I want to talk to you about a couple things sort of separately that you know, like real life things. Welcome to 2021, if you will. And I want to talk about some of that stuff as we build. So I think what I want to do is I want to get started. I want to explain what a Bedrock Guardian farm is, because I have a feeling, if I know my YouTube friends, my faithful viewers, well, I think there are some people who play generally Java, but watch this series because we're friends, we're you know, and they want to support it. So Bedrock mechanics in a Guardian farm, it's a little bit different. What Guardians spawn on very specific blocks in Bedrock. It's not just in this whole general area. Now, I drained this out, even though in Bedrock you really don't have to. You can build a rather smooth, easy Bedrock farm, Guardian farm, without draining it. But I want to do this for the looks of it once, because this whole thing is going to be done nice and proper. But this right there, this spot going from, I'm not sure exactly how high, but like from here up till about 6 blocks higher than water, I believe, is a Guardian spawning block. Not here, not here, not here, just here. Here and like a few more, like 4 or 6 other places along this axis. And then you go back like 10 or 12 blocks, something like that. There's a chart online here, and the same basic thing. And then that keeps going till the other end of the Guardian farm. So what I want to do is we're only going to use the outer layers of this whole thing, I think. I think that's what we're going to do, and I know that's not going to be as effective as possible, but I don't care if it's as effective as possible. I want this to run the whole time while I'm building, right? And that's going to be part of the charm, because I want this to look really good. Ideally, what you would do is so it's a grid. Like, say there's this, and then there's one here, and one here, and one here, and then the same thing on the other side, and then also all the middle ones. But I don't want to fill up the middle ones, because I want this to look freaking sweet. That's why I drained it. So if it stinks, I can always add more columns later, but I just want to do the outer entire rim first. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up some automatic hoppers and more furnaces and get this stuff rolling, because I need glass to go up to, I don't even know how tall we are now, probably say we're like 40 maybe. So I need to go 40. I probably need to go about 30 blocks with all 4 columns. So that's a lot of glass. So let me get started on that kind of stuff, and then we'll come back and we'll start talking about how we're going to actually farm them and where we're going to kill them and all that kind of stuff. I have worked out the exact dimensions of this. Now, I want to explain to you, this is not in any way a tutorial, but I have tested this a little bit on a backup of this world, where I filled these first 2 water columns with water, and they have to be all water source blocks, I think. And indeed, I have gotten Guardians to spawn in both of these 2. So at this point now, I'm going to go ahead and ramp up all of it. But so you know, you start in the northwest corner, and you start on this block. You see, it's from the corner, not the very corner, not the second one, but the third one in. Doesn't matter the height, but the third one you put your soul sand, and then you surround it with blocks. I'm using all glass because of the aesthetics, but it can be anything, of course. And then you go 11 blocks, and on the 11th block you put another one. Then you go so if this is your 11th block, then you go 1, 2, 3, and count again. You go to 16, and you put a block down. Well, for me, it's down there. And then you go from that, you go another 16, and then you go 10. And if you count your numbers right, it will get you right to this block. And you do the exact same thing going backwards. It's an exact square. So I'm going to run up all of these towers of glass. I'm smelting a whole bunch more glass next. And then hopefully we'll start eventually working here on the actual, how we're going to collect them. So way up high, we're going to have a big water platform where they're going to all get ushered in the middle and go down to where a trident killer will be. I'll probably end up doing a bit of a fall. I'm not totally sure. So there's a decent chance I'm going to have to raise this up even higher because, again, I want to have this temple totally empty for the view and for the build portion of it. These are going to be columns that are basically holding up the castle above, so it's going to be awesome. I did turn on show coordinates so that I can see, because I'm going up to 72 for now. Very likely it's going to go up to like 80, maybe even 85, so that I can get a good drop. So the Guardians will mostly die, all die, but you know, a couple hits, and that's going to take a little bit of calculations, a little bit of trial and error probably, but we'll get to that all in good time. So let me work out a little bit more of this, and then we're going to come back and talk about New Year's resolutions, okay? Well, officially, Happy New Year, everybody. It's about 12:06 a.m. in the morning right now on January 1st. Officially, I just took a little break from the grind to go see my wife, because she managed to stay awake till midnight and was like standing up and walking towards bed as midnight hit. So, yeah, it's pretty late for her, pretty early for me, because I'm a bit of a night owl these days, because it's the only time I have free in the world. But while I'm doing this, I want to talk a little bit about New Year's resolutions. You know, this series was always intended to be chat time with you and me, you know, and I just kind of forget, to be honest. I just kind of forget that it's like, hey, this is supposed to be my therapy session that I trick you all into listening to. And sometimes I'm like, build, and I don't talk about, like, you know, life stuff, and that's always been the intent of the single player world. That's actually literally why I made the single player world instead of just continuing with just exclusively Vast in the SMP. And it's because, you know, I wanted a chance to just hang out, just us, you know, and everything can sort of be a group effort. So I want to talk about a couple things. First, I got to talk about my health. As I cough, I swear those things are unrelated. But I got to talk about the weight that I have gained since having kids, essentially. Probably started to spitball a little bit, or what is that roll downhill? I'm not sure. Whenever I got married, but I have gained a substantial amount of weight since having kids, and yeah, I can give you all the excuses. You know, there's so many excuses. There's well, you know, the kids, they eat a bunch of junk food, so I eat junk food. But what? It's all excuses, you know. When I was single and living by myself, I was in banging shape. I mean, I was really, really together. I was like, I lifted nearly every day. Did a lot of cardio, did yoga and stuff like that. And so I need, you know, it's been years since I've been into it, but I need to get back in a bad way. So I'm going to start that. I'm going to start that not today. Not today. I'm going to start that on Monday, which is actually the day that the World Tour is coming out, and this episode will be coming out on Wednesday. So by the time this episode comes out that you're watching right now, I gave myself a little bit of leeway because of recording the World Tour. I want to do it with Cloudsos, and unfortunately our schedules didn't really line up, so we're just slightly behind on the schedule. But by the time, you know, I need a few extra days to work on this episode because there's going to be a lot of off-camera building here. But yeah, what my plan is going to be is I'm going to be lifting Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Wow, I'm out. Okay, this is going to be kind of unfortunate to get back up there, but yeah, so I want to lift weights again Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I want to do some sort of cardio. Whether it's walking uphill incline on the treadmill, or whether it's like one of the old like P90X routines I used to do or whatever. I don't know exactly what it's going to be yet. We're going to work that out, the cardio wise. I'm pretty sure the lifting is going to be, it may be a routine that I used to do, which is basically, I'm a bit of a minimalist, if you can believe it, given my Minecraft builds. But I'm a minimalist at heart. So what I want to do, if this is really boring, you can just fast forward or skip this episode entirely. But what I want to do, man, what am I going to do with all the sand? Nothing. I stuck the landing and I'm in the wrong place. What I want to do is I want to do a push-pull routine. So what that means is, I'm going to push horizontally. So that's like push-ups, because you're pushing away from your body and you're horizontal. And then I want to pull horizontally on the same workout, so that will be like vertical rows. If you can imagine an opposite push-up, you're laying down on your back, you're holding onto a bar above yourself, and you're pulling your body up. It's kind of like horizontal pull-ups, I guess, if you will. And then Wednesday, I want to do vertical. So I want to do overhead press, that's your standing shoulder press, and I want to do pull-ups, right? And then Friday is going to be legs and abs. That's going to be my plan. So I'm going to hit each body part one time a week where I can really just completely crush it. That's the entire entire goal. I forgot to actually get the glass. That's the entire goal of what I'm going to do. And hopefully I'm going to make my sets be fairly concise, where they go quickly back and forth, and so I can have a bit of a cardio element and all that stuff. But, you know, my kids are at an age now where I think that they can sort of like hang kind of on their own, you know what I mean? Like down the basement with me. Like I don't need to like entertain them every second. So I should be able to go down the basement, let them play or put on a movie or something, and get my little like 30-minute, 25-minute workout in. That's going to be the goal. And I want to lose some weight. So what I'll do is I'm going to weigh myself on Monday, and I will report in this series how much I weigh, and we can all keep ourselves sort of accountable in this process. Okay, that's going to be the entire goal. All right, enough of that. We'll come back and talk about the Minecraft stuff in a minute. I know I'm supposed to, this clip, talk about the future of this series and the channel and all that kind of stuff, but I am thinking really, really hard because I'm trying to design this myself. This is, you know, I mean, I'm not reinventing the wheel necessarily, but I'm not copying this farm exactly. I'm just taking the coordinates and figuring out a farm idea that's going to work. I hope. I didn't test this. You know, I don't really do testing in my life. So I'm really hopeful that this will work. So what I want to do is I want to have a lot of glass. So when you're down there in this really nice, finished, lush, awesome looking biome, you can look up here and you're going to see a lot of lit up water where the guardians are falling and all that kind of stuff. They're going to fall right down to on top of this thing right here, which will be a trident killer. And also they can just suffocate if I don't have it on. So if it'll be passive. Or I can have the trident killer and looting if I really want to, you know, AFK overnight or something like that. So I think it'll be effective. Now, what I was going to do, I was going to bring all of this and make just a giant platform. But the more I think about it, I totally don't need that. I don't need that at all. So I think what I'm going to do instead is I'm just going to usher these guys up here 3x3. Now, I understand there are faster ways, by the way, because I'm predicting the comments. They're like, oh, use nether portals. I don't want to. I want to do it overworld because I want this to be here passive all the time. I don't want to do separate trident killers per. I know some people have done that as well. I would do one, so all my drops are going in the exact same place, and so it looks cool, it looks beautiful and all that kind of stuff. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out this platform that's going to drop them all right here, and I'm having a heck of a time. I'm having a heck of a time in this most simple sort of beginner spot of this is just figuring out where the water is going to leave off to get the water to end right here and exactly how to do that. I'm not totally sure exactly where. I think I need to be 8 blocks. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I actually think I need to go like have like the water stream here. I think that's how I need this to be. It's going to be a little bit difficult. So I made this 2 blocks down because I didn't have this also covered. So that means it'll be like, oops, it'll be like, and then also this will have, there's like so many steps here that, so this will have to be here, right? I'll have to have blocks here, and then right here, get rid of that. Why is this only 2? And that's 3. Oh, because it's a 2. Oh, that's kind of weird. I guess it doesn't really matter. I'm just using glass and stone just to make it look a little bit cool. This castle is going to be made out of primarily stone and cobble and stuff like that. So, in that way, that doesn't really matter much. So this can go. We have water streams all along here, which I think will work. I think this might even need me to be 2 up. I just have a lot of like trial and error and thinking to do here. So let me continue to work this out, and then we'll come back once I get this middle platform sort of worked out. I'm just going to do a test here. All right, I know it's going to be mighty dark when I'm recording this because it's nighttime, but first I want to show you how guardians just fly. I guess they just fly in the air, and you know, that's one thing. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the size of this farm. I only have 1 water stream working as a test run, and it is really effective. Like, it's really good. Now, these guys who are, I cannot explain why they're just flying in the air. Like, why are they flying in the air? Are they not really there? Is it graph? Nope, seems to really be there. Anyway, these guys, like, it's not, the only reason why it's not working right now is because I have like a bunch of guardians that are just like not dying out in the world right now. But I'm working on trying to figure this whole water flow situation out, and it's a little tiny bit confusing here, but I think maybe I have a handle on it. So, what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that right there just to stop more Guardians from coming up here as they go. And then come down here and take a look at this. Now, because I'm in this frozen area here, because, you know, obviously the castle is not yet built, I have a problem with freezing water. And that means that water streams are going to be fine, but water source blocks are not going to be so great. So I have to make this work where this part is going to drain in here and get the whole way to the end. But do you understand what I'm trying to say? But ice blocks and stuff like that, they're not going to form out of source blocks. So I need to really do some hard thinking. Also, I need to kill these Guardians. Look what's happening here. Yeah, I way overdid this. So I'm going to be able to do this a lot simpler. Look, the second a Guardian dies, because there's nowhere else they can spawn, another one comes up. Like right now, I think the Guardian cap, maybe it's like 8 or 12 or something. I feel like I have all those. I mean, honestly, like as soon as I kill one, boom, I have another one. I'm going to get rid of a lot of this stuff, which is going to be cool because I'm going to save glass, and it's going to make the build look a lot cooler. So that means I have to undo what I just did, so blah for that, but good for saving materials and good for having a much better Guardian farm. So instead of what I have here, I had like 5, 10, 12, 14. I had 16 tubes that were going to come up. Instead, I think I might go with 4, at least for right now. So I'm going to outfit all 4 of these, get all 4 of these going into this, and then what I can do actually is I could do this. I could just cover up this right here. And I mean, it's not going to be 1 block tall, right? We're going to have more than 1 block, but I could just have only this work. So, this is going to be the one thing is I want them to go into a 2 wide instead of a 3 wide. So what I might end up doing is just changing this a little bit. But yeah, you can just see it's not going to be that bad. Like I'm going to be able to do something along these lines right here. Yeah, I got a little bit of redesign to do, but I think this is gonna be much better, and it's gonna be still very fast, especially because it's designed to be all AFK. But yeah, this is gonna be great. All right, so I left this thing running overnight. Let's take a look at the spoils. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. Now, unfortunately, when my screensaver comes on, I turned off my monitor. When the screensaver comes on, it goes to this screen, and I don't feel that it's that effective whenever it's on that screen, because overnight I only got 1 row of this, and in the last, I don't even know, maybe hour, I got this much. So, you know, like I say, this is not the most effective farm ever. I took off all my stuff because I was so scared that I would die in the middle of the night and all my stuff would despawn. Turns out that I'm okay. I could just see like somehow a glitch happening and like a one of those Guardians, you know, gets me through the floor or something like that. Anyway, so okay, so let me put some of this stuff away. And what did I lose? Yeah, like I say, this is definitely not one of the most effective farms, because there's two problems, and one will be rectified here. But I got a bunch of, when I woke up this morning and I checked on it, I got a bunch of creepers and pillagers. Apparently a raid spawned right there and fell into the water, and it was like kind of plugging it up because like the Guardians weren't falling down. So, you know, again, like I say, this is not the most effective farm, but it's, let me turn this noise off. But it's okay. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to tear down these columns for now, but I'm going to leave the markers where they are. Because if I want to, what I could do is I could take like this one up higher and then bring it and drop it into this column. You know what I mean? So I could actually expand this quite a bit, but I don't think, because of the bedrock mob cap and how long it takes to kill them, that's really what's slowing down, right? Because if I killed them right up where it was, and that's what all the effective mob farms do, then I would, as soon as one dies, another one would spawn, and it would be a lot faster. But I really want all my drops here, and I'm going to be building here for a really long time. So I don't think that I need it to be that effective. I would rather have all my stuff. And yeah, I know I could have this just filter the items and down instead of the Guardians down. So I don't know. The advantage of this also is I have 1 Trident killer, so I could use Fortune if I wanted to. But look, for right now, I am okay with this. So look, the other thing I want to talk about today was some New Year's goals and the series and all that kind of stuff. I don't think I'm going to do that today. I think I'm going to save that for another video that we can really focus on that. You know, again, getting back to the point of that this is supposed to be the time where you and I just chat and hang out and whatever, you know. And yeah, I don't feel that I should pack too much in one episode. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to just skip to the question or comment of the day, which I have a good one. So let me fly back to the book and then I'll come back to you. My comment is from the Ender Boy, and it's on my Minecraft time-lapse Plains Village, which if you haven't checked out my Minecraft time-lapses, check it out. I think you'd really enjoy it. It's just a short, like 6 to 8 minute long time-lapses, builds, refurbishing, overhauls, whatever. It's pretty fun. I've really had a good time doing it. For right now, I'm using the Conquest texture pack, though at some point I may change back to vanilla. But anyway, Ender Boy says, can you try to make a tutorial on the house that you have on Dockside City, maybe? Let me show you what he's talking about. I'm fairly certain that he is talking about these houses right here, these sort of like all together row houses. So the short answer is no, I definitely can't do a tutorial because each one is totally different, like totally random. You can see like there's no, this is just where, you know, if you want to build a house like this, you just need to play Minecraft for a while, you know, and learn how to do it because there's no way to do a tutorial. Look at the shape of this. It's 3 blocks, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. I mean, this one over here, again, different. This one over here is different. That one's fairly flat. The other one behind it is different. You know, you just can't do a tutorial on houses like this. You can do a tutorial maybe on the style, and that would be best addressed probably in this series where I build a little bit more on camera and just kind of talk about what, you know, what works and what doesn't work with these sort of oddly shaped houses. I've been doing these oddly shaped houses for probably a year or more and really enjoyed it. And, you know, you find some good and some bad about it, and you kind of learn as you go on what works and what maybe not so much here. But it's a cool thing, but the best thing you can do is just start, and when things look bad, just add blocks. That's always the answer in Minecraft, I think. Like, when stuff looks bad, just add blocks and keep adding blocks until it doesn't look bad anymore, you know, and at some point you're like, yeah, that's cool. Or, you know, very rarely will you be like, that's too much. Sometimes, but not for a while anyway. So that's my 2 cents for whatever it's worth. Probably not too much, but yeah, that's the one thing that I would probably do. So, yeah, I think that's probably going to wrap up today. I just want to fly over here just a hair and give you a little bitty look at the progress on the Guardian Farm ice castle. Oh man, I gotta tell you, I love it. Flying in like this, oh, I love it. It just looks so cool. Oh, it's gonna be, I'm just imagining the sheer size and magnitude of this ice castle, which, you know, honestly, I'm probably gonna be starting like next episode, like laying out the footprint and all that kind of stuff for it, because I think it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be just awesome. And look, if I find that the farm is not enough, if I find that it's just not good enough, then what we'll do is we will edit it. You know, we'll add more or whatever. That's not gonna be too hard to do. I kind of have a system now. We could add more Guardian slots, but I really don't think that that's the problem. You can see I probably have 8 Guardians right now already spawned, so as soon as they die, you get more. So yeah, we're just going to wait for it. But that's going to wrap up today's work. We got a lot of stuff done today. There goes another one. And I'll see you all next time. Thanks so much for spending part of your day with me. I really do appreciate it. Also, by the way, slime chunk down there. We can do a slime farm in this too, which I probably will, actually. I'll probably put under the landscaping. I'll probably do a slime farm because I need one. Okay? All right, talk to you all later. Bye. Hey, Guardian. Bye.